Hey everybody, welcome to Crypto Trading and Investing, and I'm your host here. So Nick, and we're going to talk about cryptocurrency trading and investing. But first, the intro. So yeah, I have a cryptocurrency Discord group, and we are kind of sort of a Telegram group, but mainly on Discord. And between the two, we got about 90 people, and we're growing. We are growing. And we talk about cryptocurrency trade setups, some small signals, but it's not financial advice, of course, because hey, you listen to somebody on the internet, it's bound to get you, wrecked if you don't know what you're already doing. Okay, and obviously we are required to not give financial advice, or else I ain't trying to get sued, buddy. So I can share my opinion, and if you make a decision off of my opinion, that is your choice. But like I said, here we are. This is a person that said, I just doubled my everything. I'm glad I got in. Thanks, Nick. I can start my day off on a better note. Now, LMFAO, happy. I just doubled my wallet. I kept doubling my Ripple. These are different people, but of course I blocked out the names. This is a contest thing. I'll get to that in a second. Here's an account right here, right there, 600 something, $456 in profit. That margin balance total, because both of those add together, equals this. This winded up being a trade that was 500 plus dollars. This was just one of about 8 or 9 trades that were profitable, 2 losing trades that lost just a small amount of money, but each one of them, smallest amount profit was about 289, about $300. So this was a good day on Cardano on the weekend. This was one of the students in the group in the Discord training academy, because this is a cryptocurrency and investing academy where people come in and they learn trading and investing. Yeah. So this person took this call. Remember March 12th. If you go back on the cryptocurrency calendar, and I'm showing different dates, and of course I can show more recent, but these are some of the this is one of the bigger ones. And right now he holds the record in the group, 1,025% profit at that point. He closed at 767%. Imagining 7.6x. That means multiply whatever your trade was. Let's say $100. Let's say 1,000. You got 1,000. Now you got $7,670 dollars in profit. So that means 8,000 plus, because you got to add it to your original. But you got 7,000 plus, almost $8,000 in profit. That is crazy. And you know what that came from? It came from, and you can see all the subjects: trade updates, general chat, ask me anything, the rules. I changed this name to money management because people were thinking that's the rules of the group, the academy, and links. This is the bread and butter where people go to the videos, the cheat sheets about trade setups and everything right there. Sign up links that's no longer there. Testimonials, obviously, people coming in. There's another one on 14. As you can see, it keeps going on. Announcements, financial goals. This has now been edited to financial goals and investing. So this is the investment talk for the people that like to do the investing more, so on and so forth. Scam blaster. It's so many scams in crypto. We come here and we call them out. This is where this came from. Look, time to do some. This was on the 10th of March. Time to do some hard talk, everybody. BTC has the ability to fall 30% to 35% in a single 24-hour period of time. Nostradamus, aren't we? Let's talk about this. Maybe it's spread out technically over 2 days. Look on the cryptocurrency chart on TradingView, Binance, wherever. You put the daily candle on, and what does it show? It showed that crypto fell by over, or Bitcoin fell by over 50%. It was like 51 or 52% over a technically 2-day period of time, but it fell in a single 24-hour period of time. So maybe it's spread out technically over 2 days, but it will happen in one 24-hour period of time. Don't believe me? Well, when it drops by close to 50%, Nostradamus, I'm a time traveler. Remember that we were here first. I am looking for the opportunity. Now, this was on the 11th. This is in action as it's happening in real time. 5K, here we come. I have a short in this. Now, I was already short at 10.3K before that, but that was my swing trade short. My original target was sub 8K. It was 7.8K specifically, and then it was a idealized because there was a gap that I saw on the CME market at 7,675. That's what I was going for. But at that time, this was before the COVID-19 stuff and everything, whatever, right there, right? I had shorted and then I held it because now the COVID stuff, then I'm like, well, this is their excuse to dump on the market. Guess what? Bitcoin's coming too. Once it got down to 8,000, I saw something different. That's why I said the hard talk. I just knew that this was coming on. That was a great possibility because it was a head and shoulders on the chart. And I did talk about that somewhere else. Now, this is my scalp. This is not including that swing trade. Conservative size at 100x instead of double at 50x. Not 5K now. See, this is what I'm talking about. But this 35% drop looks good soon with how weak this is. Just will need to break 7K and then smooth selling from my perspective. 36% is growing. Liquidation pump. I said I decided to hold my position just as I thought. Don't. So when I was talking about this here, let me explain this 7K break. People were thinking that the 6Ks was going to give some support. We had bounced at 6.4K back in that December beforehand. We had bounced at 6.5, 6.6 and everything. I already, just based on the probabilities here, my thought was as soon as we crack 7,000, because it was a huge amount at 7.25, 7.3, 7,300 to 7.2. That was a very strong area, which wasn't the strongest, but it was strong. We had already cracked in the 6 so many times that I'm like, as soon as we get right 1 penny under 7, we're going to go straight into the 5s. And what happened? We chopped through that stuff like it was nothing. And if you guys want me to go over there on the chart, we can. So anyway, this is still the intro. Let's go over some other stuff here. This is the final thing here. 400% profit. I got tons of these from that weekend. 396, 402, 93%, so on and so forth, just from this previous weekend leading up to where Cardano finally kind of leveled off from May 27th to 28th, put in a long 50x long, okay? 50x long. Imagine having $550 had you been in the Discord group. Now, my opinion, what I shared, I was like, hey, you know what? What I would do here is at least a 5x long, and I have a section called swing trading, which you don't see in that screenshot, but I added that later. And I talked about Cardano being a swing trade, obviously not financial advice. If you don't know how to do stop losses and money management stuff, hey, you know what? Don't listen to that because you're going to get wrecked. Somebody did get wrecked. They went in 50x. I said what I would do, because I'm a little more conservative when I'm sharing some opinions out there, is that I would put in a 5x long. Imagine had you put in a 50x long, let's say a 5x, $550 at 10 cents, which was my conservative estimate, it would be $2,135. Now, that was at the time I said it was like 5.25 cents or something. It was before 5.25, but I was able to get into that after I had announced it, and then I went in at 50x. It did not look back. It hadn't even breached into the low mid sixes or anything like that. If it falls back, hey, it is what it is. Here go these scalps. I made a lot of money. It'll hit my stop loss, and I'll be okay. But imagine putting a 50x. That means $21,000. How is it to make $21,000 sitting on your behind and then, taking advantage of that, right? So here, this is what I got coming up. You see, it's June 16th, 2020, crypto trade and investing, upcoming subjects only. This is out of 60 videos. Now, my goal is here to make about 90 to 150, maybe 200 different subject videos here. Now, this is only the 60. This is the first batch that's coming this week or the middle of next week. Now, what are cryptocurrencies and digital assets? Trading versus investing, trading style. Now, this is from, if you are a complete know-nothing beginner or anything like that, I'm sharing all of my opinions on what I have learned and everything with this. You get access to that. It's $60 monthly. If you look at this lower right hand corner to join the Discord school, $60 monthly. DM on Telegram, black_plan100 on Telegram. Now, obviously, this is just a little bit easier to reach on Telegram. Now, there are other, my email is below at ctai at protonmail.com. That's how you can join. Now, to get access to a lot of these videos, because 10 will be in the Discord, okay? The rest of them will be locked for members. 5 to 8 public. So you guys will see some of them. Maybe it's the velocity trading, maybe high leverage versus low leverage. Definitely, I think I'll share mindset, know your weakness, and prepare to plan around them. Okay, trade setups. I don't think I may show that to the public. Entries and exits, definitely not. Trading journal. One of those 5 videos will be made in the public. Laddering positions, no. So there will be some things that will be there. These are only some of them, because if I just listed all of them, I mean, this screen will just be looking ugly. So let's go around back to that blue. This is the trading contest. Like I said, June 16th, 2020. Okay, we made this on the day of this video being released. So I have something called Trader of the Week. There are 2 options to win Trader of the Week. One is that you have the highest literal ROI in dollar terms, right? Or Bitcoin or whatever terms. Or you have the highest percentage ROI. So this week we had a person, TLN, she had a nearly 2,500% profit on going long. Let's open up this really quick so you guys can see this. Okay. Now, let's scroll this up. Scroll it up, scroll it up. She sold it here. Where is that? Where is that? Where is it? Where is it? Got this. She said she wasn't following the percentage. She told us the leverage. She told us the entry and exit. Nearly 2,500%. And she did better than me. I did it. Oh, I said 10%. I did a 10% on this one. I meant to say 10x. What the heck, 10%? This person got that, well, got a 2,500% nearly. So she is currently the leader for the Trader of the Week percentage wise. Now, I don't know what dollar term she put in there. She can share that if she wants. We'll see that when it comes out. There are certain qualifications that you need to be eligible to this, and this is for people definitely in the Discord anyway. Each time a person wins Trade of the Week, I don't know why I put an F. It's supposed to be a T, TOTW. They are given a credit. You can trade in those for a weekly prize. Okay, this weekly prize here, quote unquote weekly, is actually a monthly prize because you got to get 4 of these. But you can trade another person for theirs. So if they got a Trader of the Week, you got one, another person got one, you can all combine it, and then I guess you could split. I don't know. That's up to you guys. But you can trade that once you get 4 credits for the weekly prize. Right now, the weekly prize for the highest percentage ROI is 100 USDT. Now, the highest literal dollars, you get $250. Isn't that cool? It's always going to be half. Now, it's a large raffle prize. Without boring you guys can freeze this up. And then I'll get into the meat and potatoes of the rest of the video. This is a long, long intro. Once a trader has 2 tokens, which they can trade their 4 credits for a token, so it's going to take you like 2 months, or unless you get both of these, because you can be the Trader of the Week in both, highest literal ROI in dollar terms, and the highest percentage. The raffle prize you can put into is between at least 0.1 BTC and no more than 2 Bitcoin. Right now, that prize is 0.1 BTC, so just about $900 and I don't know, $50, $900. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, $950 because it's 0.1 of 1 Bitcoin. Yeah, that is crazy. Let's do one more thing. See, you guys can see this. This was a video that happened before. You see the short. This was a smaller trade, 0.00. This is way back in September of 2019. This was just going back and forth. Let's see. This was, oh yeah, I remember. I was given a demonstration of how RSI wasn't working, and here you go. He was saying like extremely oversold. I remember there was another account and whatnot, and you can see, and I could in the future, if you guys want me to play this and whatnot, I'll show you my commentary here. You can find it on the internet where people were saying, hey, it's just like oversold. It's gonna let me buy this. They were getting wrecked left and right. I'm like, why are you guys buying into this? We were already shorting at 10.3. There was already other shorts. I had got in and out, and then at this point, I had stopped jumping in and out of the trades. I had jumped in and jumped out, and this one I just held it. So there you go. And this one was a 3,500% profit day altogether when you add this, because then I got in, let's see, I got out, and then it was about 600 something percent. I blacked out this part because I was trash talking and cursing people out, and that was just highly just, I don't like that. That wasn't a good side of myself, but just because people are like scam, crypto scam. You guys ever hear people just calling people that trade crypto scam? Like what? But this video is called Hot Girl Summer. If you guys want me to to play that video, then yeah. But this is a really, really, really fun video here, and it's like 3,500% profit altogether. Then this was another one where this account went from 0. This was all of the account. I would never suggest anybody do that. That's suicidal. If it wasn't that I had way more money than that, and then I saw this like FOMO pumping, that it's rare that I would ever do that, and I would never suggest that because it's stupid. I'm just gonna say it. That was stupid of me to put all of my account, 100% of that account, this specific one. This wasn't 100%. I had just made 16 Bitcoin not too long before that, but with this, that's still, I mean, even though like just don't, okay. But with this being said, with this amount, assuming it wasn't all of the account, I almost ended this day with 1 Bitcoin. This is just going up. I'm calling out Donald Trump like, yeah, thank you, man. Barack Obama, thank you, whatever. Look, you see that there. And I ended somewhere around here. This was a crazy day. And so now let's get into the video. If you want to join, it's $60 per month. If you pay 6 months in advance, you get 5% off. If you pay 12 months in advance, you get, oh my goodness, 20% off. I had a brain fart right there. If you want to get the VIP, which is 30% extra, you get videos first. And there are custom made videos for the people in VIP once a week on Sundays, if they so request it, right? To answer their questions if they have any. Those come once a week, plus there are other perks there as well. That's $500 a month. Same discount. 6 months in advance, 5% off. If it's 12 months in advance, that's 20% off. Okay. And then there are ways that you can get a month free and things like that by paying even further in advance. But that's how those stand right now, $60 a month or $500 a month. It just depends on what your flavor. If you want a consultation, that's 2.5K plus 2 months of VIP that's there. So if you would like to do that, it's either at black_plan100 or on Telegram, or you can email me at ctai@protonmail.com. That email is in the description too. So let's get into the video. Hey everybody, we're in the video now. So that was weird. So we're in the video. We're going to talk about these trade setups and everything and whatnot here. And let's talk about this on Cardano. Like I was just saying in the intro, but let's just reiterate this again. I looked at this and I was talking about Cardano just for a while. Like think about getting into Cardano and you're down here and you're safe. You take out a 50x trade. Let's do this in percentage wise. It was 5.25 cents. We're going to do this a little bit higher. Let's say 5.27. Now, getting this to a conservative 1 cent, because it's going to be, obviously this is a little bit higher. This almost balances out 2.5. Yeah, it gets up to 5.25. So this is the exact percentage that you would get, 90.19% profit if you go long on that. Imagine. Now, 100x means you get 900%. 50x means you get half of that. That would be 4,500% profit. So that means you just multiply what you have by 45. Okay? So if you have $550, you multiply those numbers out. Okay? If I'm not mistaken. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, that being there. But if I'm not mistaken, 50x, you're 50 times your that return. So that would be freaking crazy. Now, there are some people in the group that did take out a trade when I mentioned a swing trade. Now, it's me sharing my opinion and my thought process. So I did say, hey, this is what I would do here, so on and so forth, a trade setup. So far, this trade setup is working well. If this continues up and this does hit that target, the conservative target that I'm hitting, and not just blow past and go a little bit higher, which is a possibility, then that's taking $550 and you're getting 21,000 just at that. Wow, at 50x. If $550 at a more safe 5x leverage, same thing. You just take out 10, take out the zero. You got to, everything's adding and subtract zeros at the end, right? If you don't have that, if you only got $5.50, $55, 550, 5,050. Just do the math there, right? I don't think it allows you to go at a certain point. There's you get limited on finance futures and whatnot. But if it hits that, that's $2,100 from just using 5x leverage. This is where the money is made. When you take, um, if you're able to capture these quote unquote safer trades, if you can take in the news that balances out that, like we just do technicals. That's what I try to instruct my group of people when I'm sharing my opinion on my trades. I'm talking about technicals here, where a person is not necessarily just blindly taking it out because Cardano say, hey, we got some news event, so here you go. No, that's not what we do here. What we would do is take out a safe long based on the technicals that it will say there. And if a news event matches some of the technicals, like this is potential breakout zone right here, right? Then that's gravy. That's where a lot of the money is made. So let's zoom in and drill into some of the stuff that I mentioned here. Okay, why is that? That's weird. So I was saying that this was a potential break to the upside right here. Not exactly at this point, but I was showing that this is the general area in which this could break out. Same thing here. This was another triangle that formed. This did. I was saying that, hey, in the short term, this looks like this could be a double bottom on the lower time frame. This was on the 1 hour. Going back to this, or I think I used a 15 minute. This was a 15 minute, but we're going to leave the hour. It broke out. I told people to be careful because what happened is this market is in a downtrend. So if you catch whichever direction, I said whichever direction it breaks out, you ride that direction you to get in and get out with your profits. Got in, got out. Once it stalls up, you get out because this is, if you don't take the money, the market will take the money from you. These were some short rides up, huge ride down. Short ride up, huge ride down. That's what these things are. This would be a ride up. This looks like this is going up potentially, but looking at the daily, if this forms an indecisive, like what happened over here, this forms an indecisive, there's a potential for it to drop even further. That would be crazy on some people. So we have to be careful with some of these. Now, this is also showing a potential inverse head and shoulders. Now, if this is a head and shoulders right here, that's the left, that's the head, and this is the right, we're looking in for some gravy here. Let's measure out this measured move right here, which would end about here. That's a 5.6% profit. And I'm, of course, a little bit higher than where that is. I like to get my percentages a little bit lower so I can be more conservative. So we're at about a 6% profit to potentially an 8% profit at the upper end of that. And if this really works out as an inverse head and shoulders, I'm going to be willing to place my stake that this may be another good entry location because this has been on a daily scale or on 4 hour scale where this formed, okay, this is your entry point because this is an area. I have another chart that has all of the supply and demand. Some people call that support and resistance, but we can look at these as supply and demand, where the supply is where the sell-off is, where they have a lot of supply. There's a whole heck of a lot of supply between about 8 cents and I think about 10.5. And once we get past that, then it's like smooth sailing. A lot of people bought their Cardano coins right in this area. So it's very hard to then break above this. And we got to keep that in mind. So once we clear out 10.5 psychological barrier, fives and zeros. So tens and fives, that's like a big psychological thing in a human's mind for whatever reason. So when we get to 7.5K, 750, um, 1,000, $10. It depends on what your specific crypto is doing. So if your crypto jumps up by hundreds at a time, like Bitcoin, it's in the thousands, right? So and then it'll be tens of thousands, but it's in the thousands mark. So when it gets to the 500 and the whole thousand, it's a psychological barrier. Now put that up to 10,000, and that's a major one. When it gets to 100,000, that's going to be another one. But then the psychological mark won't be at the 500 anymore. It will have shifted to 5,000s. Okay, you get what I'm saying? It's the one down. So it's the one level down. Ethereum's in the hundreds. So every $50 and $100, those are psychological barriers. But mainly when you see, okay, now it's a whole 200. But once it gets to 1,000, that's one. If it gets to 100, that's one. If it gets to 150, 250, 350, those are more areas that we will be concerned with if you guys are following me. So we have to take all of these in mind. But Cardano, with a potential inverse head and shoulders, this would be lovely. But we can't always depend on those patterns when things are in a downtrend. When they start to reverse and then it does this, if it does this and then pulls back, that would be a good entry to then go long. So just like this is doing this, but this is a lower low, okay? So that's not really a good entry. This wouldn't be a safe because you could think that it does that, and it does this, and it does this until it finally breaks out and it does a higher one. Once it does a higher one, that's when you're safer, okay? So that's what we're seeing here. We see this, and this is higher. This would be a good entry point with an educated stop loss, where it will come in, and then it will go like that. Okay, just like over here. You see this? If it starts to round up, as this looks like this is actually the area where it started to round up. Good entry. It just looks like it's a point, but that's not really, I wouldn't say at any of these, but this is on the 4 hour. So my entry would be based on smaller time frames as I'm more of a scalper, but just I have different people in my group and I talk to different people. So if we're having an entry here, that's a good entry. That's a resting point, potentially good entry. This was a major point. So this actually, this area right here, based on just this is a larger version. So this could be a good entry, but it's dangerous because it dropped here. This would have got people that entered right over here. Their stop loss would have been here, would have get stopped you out. If you then re-enter, okay, re-enter right here, that's too much stuff going on. I make fun of people that draw so much on there, and now I'm doing it too. I'm actually thinking of them in my head, and so I'm kind of doing that. But yeah, if you get in at one of these points, if you don't know how to do it, don't take these out. You don't listen to a person on the internet for advice, because this is not financial advice. So when I'm saying you, I'm saying if I were to do that, this is a good entry. This is also hindsight trading. I'm trying to use the hindsight to say what's going on in the future over here. Okay, so let's take off all of this ugly gobbly-goo off of the screen because it's just too much going on. So like I said, your entry, here we go. This is like a bull flag entry area, most likely to have a sell right around here. So what'll happen is if we are adding to the position, that would be a good entry area. Most likely we'll have some issues in this area, generally speaking. And right here, it's either going to blow through or to get rejected like that. And then it'll come by with a V up correction and V up like a hero and save the day. So that's what we're looking at. So that's only on one trade. Cardano, we're looking at about 10 cents for that target for a swing trade. That swing trade began right here, actually. So let's erase that. That swing trade began right in this area, right here in that location, which was, hey, you know what? That's a really good spot. We're looking really good right now. It's nowhere near us. We still got, let's see, this will have to drop another 23%, 24% just to get down to us from this low. And dropping from right here, it will have to drop 34% in order to knock us out. And that's only to get to the entry. That's not even to knock us out for the stop loss, which is even lower than that. So if it does come down and try to stop people out, we are a-okay. But if you guys want to join and get trades and updates like this on a near daily basis from me, I try to do trade updates at least 4 days a week. But I turn out because I'm a workaholic. I come in there basically every day, all the time. We're working because we're out here to make money. And if we can help each other make money, obviously sharing my opinion, not financial advice, that's great. So reach me on Telegram at black_plan100 or email me at ctai@protonmail.com, and I'll catch you all on a future video. Peace out.